I began my life early on working in this institution as an intern, as a young professional. And I saw many things that have remained with me over the years. And I think it really helped to shape my philosophy on how I think about development. And that is that development doesn't happen to people. It happens by people, through people. Development is complex, it's messy, it's more chess than checkers. And it can only happen, it can only take root where it's deeply embedded in the societies and in the communities and in the cultures in which it happens. And so I've come back to this organization because we're rooted. We've been in countries for more than 100 years. Almost everybody that works in our organization is from the countries, from the communities. We employ 80,000 people. The vast majority of them are from the countries themselves. The strategies that we really look at in adopting this mission of improving the quality of life of the people we serve, I would say, is initially you start with the people themselves. What are their needs? What are their aspirations? What are their desires? What are their capabilities? And how can we co-create with them programs, initiatives, and over time institutions that are going to sustain themselves? And so when we go into a community, it's not a matter of saying, we have an answer, what's the question? We run a school, what kind of school would you like? Or we have, microfinance, what loan would you like? But rather to say, what are the needs of the community? Innovation is about taking something that has not been tried in one place and experimenting with it in a new context, in a way that's going to produce impact. And so I'm less enamored with the notion of this has never been done before, but rather what is a program, an initiative that is new to a context, represents some risk, but has the potential for high social impact. And often those ideas come from the communities themselves. Often it is an agriculturalist, it's a farmer in a particular region which has tried a new way of irrigating their plants, or tried a new way of crop rotation, or a teacher who has tried a new way of using a technique or a tool in the classroom that is then recognized, and often an idea which is the best local invention, innovation, however you want to think about it, the adaptation of that amongst the peers of a particular context is the most impactful innovation. So it's less about a person from the outside saying, have you ever thought about this? It's rather identifying and recognizing what works and adapting and scaling it. We work in conflict and fragile affected states. And in those environments, I think what have been the touchstones of our success and where we really need to pay attention is, one is to recognize that the private sector and what we call private energies for the public good, which is often in civil society institutions, have to work in a way with government which is not antagonistic. It's a spirit of saying, we can't do this alone and neither can you. And so how can we buttress, how can we support, how can we build the capacity of local institutions, whether they be government or non-governmental institutions, in a way, again, to work with communities to improve the quality of life.